Mitch with Right Now Hauling and Junk Removal. I just wanted to give you a quick short instructional video since you weren't home when I dropped the trailer off to you. That will help with the doors and a couple of other things. So when I drop it off, everybody wants the doors open first so you can load stuff in easier, but a lot of times people want to be able to close the doors before I come and get the trailer from them. That way you can throw more stuff in without it spilling out the back. So some people struggle with it, so I just wanted to show you a couple of things with that. So if you come up here, you can see this line here. You have to have everything in front of this line in order to get the door shut. If anything is even sticking out to this line, the doors won't shut. So that sucks when it's the bottom thing that's sticking out and there's a bunch of heavy things on top. So just make sure everything's in front of this line. And then a lot of times people assume that you shut one door in front of the other, but and they struggle and they're slamming and why won't it shut? But if you look at the hook at the top, you can see that they both shut at the same time. And then as long as you have everything in front of that line I showed you, then when you rotate this handle, this will be able to grip down here. And then the pin goes through both. That rotates down and the pin goes through both. Notice there's hoops on each door and there's hooks on the side, so they lock open. So this is important. So that hoop just goes on the hook and now it won't go anywhere. So that's important. If it's parked in the street, then the wind won't push it open on another car as it's driving by. It's also important if you have me put it in your driveway, if you have another car parked next to it or kids are playing by it, the wind won't swing it around and it won't hit anything else. So either have the doors locked open or locked closed, but not in between. And then that'll be on both doors. If you're loading any dirt, like all dirt, rock, sod, or you can come closer. If you load any dirt, rock, sod, or concrete, then you can't load anything higher than this line halfway up. Halfway up the walls is 10,000 pounds. They're two 7,500 pound axles, and the hydraulic ram won't lift it and dump it out if it's more than 10,000 pounds. So if you're doing dirt, rock, solder, concrete, you can't go higher than that halfway mark. If you're just doing regular household junk, you can fill it all the way up. That's no problem. Your household junk, when it's totally full, will weigh only 2,000 pounds. Also, if you're over 4,000 pounds, after I weigh it out, then you agree to pay an extra $100 for the weight, because those heavier loads cost more to dump. But like I said, if you're doing regular household junk, you don't have to worry about that. It'll weigh only 2,000 pounds. You'll still be 2,000 pounds away from that 4,000 pound threshold. So that really only applies if you're doing dirt, rock, sod, or concrete, is when you have to worry about that. Also, there's a rule on the website about not overfilling it above the tops of the walls, so nothing can fall out on other drivers when I haul it away. There is some gray area with that. I understand bed frames, fridges, freezers, mattresses, large furniture has to stick up. That's okay if those items stick like 1 to 2 feet above the tops of the walls. I can still get my cover over it, and the majority of those larger items, the majority of the weight is below the wall. It's wedged in there. It's not going to fall out. So that rule just really applies to loose items. Sometimes people take an over full load and then they want to lay a pallet flat on top, and none of it's touching the wall, and so that can just fall out. So just common sense. The dump no longer allows me to take paints, chemicals, fuels, or oils. I used to be really good about keeping it separate and putting it in my truck bed when I pick up the dumpster and disposing of it properly and not mixing it with the load, but they just said businesses can't do it anymore. I contacted the company who trucks it out of state and picks it up from the dump, and so they paint specifically. They said if you have any paint, the best thing you can do, just take the lid off the paint bucket or the paint can, let it dry out completely. Once it's totally dry, you can throw it in your regular trash can. That's not a problem. Everything else I can take, and then that's really it. So hopefully that helps.